WOCA. Ocala.
6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. When I was a kid, I had this TV show I used to watch. I can't remember what it was called, but I had a decoder ring, and the decoder ring worked interactively with the TV show. I don't remember how, but it did. And Carolyn Baldwin is here, and she has created a Facebook page that works interactively with this show. So, kids, get on Facebook.
Get your decoder.
Get your decoder ring. Go to In the Garden, and then you'll see things that people, Carolyn included, and then just anybody who's a member of that group will post, and then we'll be talking about things you see.
That's it.
And of course, you can just listen to your radio without your decoder ring also.
Exactly.
Good morning, Caroline. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. Yeah, the decoder ring now is the power button or something.
It's just, I mean, it really works interactively with this show.
It can, yeah. I don't think I use it quite to its potential yet, but
the thing is, there's three things. You can listen to the radio,
right,
and or listen and watch on the streaming video, because you are on video. But the problem with watching is the same problem as listening, is when you're talking about a certain plant, you don't have it here to show.
Right.
So the solution to that problem, the Facebook page that you created.
That's right, Facebook page. And if you've got a question, you've got a plant to with a question about or whatever, you can send them through on that. And I did hear you talk about it earlier today.
Yes.
About the page. And it is. I mean, I have not yet turned anyone away. So it's and you said it for the right reasons. The only reason it's closed is to prevent those who are selling real estate and the rest of it from trying to jump on board where they're going. Yeah. So now some magic decoder rigs might be kind of cool. I don't know. But no, that's just something. It's in order to just to keep clutter away from it, but also for the other members of the page too, so that they're not seeing a bunch of garbage coming through. Everything nowadays, it's got advertising on it. That's what keeps it free. Ours is free by it's just member run. So that's the way to go.
And let me look at it right now. So is there anything new on there right now?
No, not really. I think the last thing really, besides reminding people that it was Tuesday morning, was Kathy's link to some plans for some bat houses.
For the bat house,
which is a great thing to do. And actually, here it is. It's just about the 1st of October. The junior league's got their autumn festival thing going on. That's a gift thing, and we're always thinking of gifty things. We usually get to like the 1st of December, and you happen to ask the question, well, what would you get the gardener? And it's kind of going, it's December. There's not a whole lot in the stores, but maybe plans for a bat house.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Or build them a bat house if you're more handy than they are. Excuse me. Or look online, you might be able to find one already built, or someone else, or birdhouses and things like that, and just taking a look around and
could a large birdhouse be a bat house?
Maybe temporarily, but it would not be their ideal condition.
Okay, so a bat house is going to be a lot larger.
It's different. It's a different structure inside of.
Oh, okay.
The inside of it. There's layers in there that make it a little bit different, and it needs to be generally it's rough sawn cedar to where they have something to hold on to, where most of your birdhouses are fairly smooth.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know what it looked like. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the plans that she posted on your Facebook page. And you do have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Speaking of bat houses, I really wanted to build a bat house, but my wife had a bad experience with bats up in Wisconsin when she was a teenager, and of course, there's no way we're having a bat house in the backyard.
Oh, too bad.
yeah. So I'm hoping people will catch on to that because of the mosquito situation, and it'll help out that way.
Oh, sure.
Say, Halloween coming around pretty soon, if not already. Pumpkins are coming in pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois being the number one pumpkin producing state. I want to have my wife make homemade pumpkin pie for me during probably Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Sure.
If I buy a pumpkin in a week or two, how should I store that so it can be used, in a month or two down the road, like keep it in shade or in the sun?
Oh, okay.
Or what?
Yeah, usually right now the pie pumpkins are coming in. The pie pumpkin is a little different than the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Yeah, the pie pumpkin has more meat to it, and that is the right term,
really?
than the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. The jack-o'-lantern pumpkin is very hollow in the middle, and I mean, they can be used, but the flavor, what you're looking for would be in those smaller pie pumpkins.
Really?
They're usually sold in a little bit different area in the produce department.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they're round, they're small, they're probably even as heavy, maybe.
Are they orange?
Yeah, they're still orange.
Yeah.
And you're just going to keep it in a cool, dry place. Pretty much.
Okay, I just learned something. I didn't realize that there was a Halloween pumpkin and a pie pumpkin. And other than the size, is there any other way to tell the difference?
Usually in the stores, they're going to be in a little bit different location. They're not going to be in those big cardboard boxes, and they will be over in another section. They may even cost a little more, but they're going to be nice and round and small. They're kind of a dark orange, at least the ones I've seen. And that's, it's just a matter, in order to keep it fresh, is just cool, dry location. Don't, in the house is fine. If you wanted to have it out on the front step, just remember that there are critters who also like things like this. So I don't know whether or not I would count on keeping my pumpkin out too much, especially if I wanted it for pie. I mean, that kind of thing, is if it's, no, who would want to come out like 3 days before you want to make the pie and find out that the raccoon came and ate the innards out of you, and you just had a shell sitting there. And
would it be advisable to, let's say, pick out a pumpkin that has a little green, thinking that it's going to ripen as it sits for a couple of months?
No. I think they harvest all those pumpkins when they're ripe, but they keep very well. Your pumpkins, your hard-shelled squash, because that's what they are, is a hard-shelled squash, unlike, as compared to our summer squashes, which are soft and tender, easy to put a fingernail through. Your winter, it's like a winter squash. It will keep on the kitchen counter for months. It should not begin to spoil for you, so long as you find what you don't want to, like I said, a fingernail gouge in the skin of it, anywhere, because that's going to be your first place that bacteria or anything's going to start to come in and start to, reduce the quality of it.
It's not like a watermelon where you tap it to see if it's sound or whatever.
No, not really. It's more over because you're going to process that a little bit different. I hope the people are watching there. I'm just watching them. Bicyclist in danger here in the parking lot. Sorry about that. No, usually when they harvest those, the stems they've reached a maturity, and that's the way that they're going to be able to keep. If they harvested them too early, they may not be firm enough. They may not be mature enough to keep on on a shelf or transport very easily and such like that. And then when you get them home, the quality, because like you say, many people want to use them for holiday display, at least through Halloween, and then maybe the 1st of November they're looking at getting their pumpkins cubed up and cooked down to use for pie.
For a nice sized pumpkin pie, would you need more than one because they're small?
Not really, because you're only going a couple cups of pumpkin mix in the pumpkin puree in a pie.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll bring you a piece of pumpkin pie later on.
All right, sounds great.
Okay. Okay, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hugh actually brought us some what do you call pretzels at the
Yes,
at the
you
bowling
said,
alley.
yeah.
All right, we have to take a break. We've got a good 45 minutes left. We love your calls. We invite your calls. The number is 622-9622. You want to talk gardening, whether it's a question or just to chat with Carolyn. We love both of those types of calls. The phone number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. And this Tuesday, partly sunny with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, a high 88 to 92. Then clear to partly cloudy Tuesday night with a low of 71 to 75. Wednesday will be partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. Thursday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm at any time, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundgren.
Hi, I am John Sotomayor, publisher and executive editor of the new Ocala Christian Advocate, the first faith-based publication of its kind in North Central Florida. Our mission is simple, to serve God and help others. Our goal is to bring awareness of the various ministries in Marion County, as well as cover faith-based topics that shape our lives, our values, and most of all, our relationship with God and one another. Please pick up a copy distributed quarterly throughout Ocala, Dunellen, and Bellevue, and be sure to visit our website, ocalachristianadvocate.com.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. The Junior League of Ocala is having their annual Autumn Gift Market this weekend at the Marion County Extension Auditorium, 2232 Northeast Jacksonville Road from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll be able to see and purchase a wide variety of gifts, holiday wreaths, purses, jewelry, and so much more from over 30 vendors. Admission is just $5 online or at the door, and all proceeds go to support the City of Ocala Recreation and Parks. Go out and enjoy this year's gift market. It's a great way to support the community and get a jump on that holiday shopping.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through September 30th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
WWOCA,
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let me look at the temperature real quick. I want to ask you something, Caroline, about this. 72 degrees right now. All right, so there's this thing out in the Atlantic called Invest 70.
Yeah, now they've started to give pre-depression weather things.
Yeah. Invest 97.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I'm not asking you to give a forecast, but what do you think that the plants actually do we do something in preparation? Because we always talk about before a storm,
right,
or like before cold weather,
right,
to do things. Do you do anything with plants before a storm gets here?
I mean, if we had Hermine coming around,
right,
was a threat. And so we talked about a little bit that if you've got planters outside, you might get them closer up to the house or pull them into a garage. Tree trimming should have been done earlier in the season. Usually we try to do stuff like that.
Yes.
Only because 3 days after a storm comes through, every tree company in whatever county and surrounding are extremely busy for the next couple of weeks. Going through, and actually it's funny because you see some palm stuff in the bushes hanging here, and it probably was some residual from that those items finally broke loose.
Check out that leaning tree.
Yeah, well, that one's been doing that for a little bit, but it's worse.
It did it from Hermine.
Yeah, it's a little worse.
The hurricane.
Now.
That's when Robin noticed it was pushed over during that storm.
Yeah, it's leaning a lot more than it ever was.
The roots are coming up too.
Yeah, that's too bad. They can either.
What do you think?
They can try to reset it, but it's hard to say. That's a nice sized tree, and it's not a threat to anybody's vehicle or anything.
No. But it looks like a lightweight tree, not to us,
right.
But I mean to other trees.
Tree forms, right. Yeah, it's an ornamental type tree, and for the life of me, I always have a hardest time trying to remember the name of that tree. I will have to remember it and write it down and tape it to my forehead so I remember it.
Oh, wow. I don't. I should have asked you, what is the name of that tree?
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't, because it
wonder what it is.
I always forget.
How would you even begin? Is there an app like to take a...
actually there are.
You can take a picture of a tree or a plant?
Or plant or flower or whatever. There are. I haven't gone to any of them, so I don't remember the names of them. But there is at least one app that will allow you to do that, and I'm not sure how accurate, because different regions and Florida falls into its own its own thing. So I'm not sure whether or not they have it broken down. Like I said, I haven't visited those sites, so I'm not real sure.
Do you know when you walk through like the state parks? On the trails, the walking trails. Sometimes, in fact, all the time, they'll have plaques.
The little placards,
a little thing that says the tree in front of you is a...
Blah, blah, blah.
It'll tell you whatever it is, and it has a little history.
Give you the botanical name and what it might be good for,
Did I ever tell you about the pine tree, that grew from seeds that went to the moon?
Yes.
Did I tell you about that one?
Yeah, because that's over in, is that in Washington Oaks? No.
I can't remember.
I forget where you told me,
It was, Oh, gosh. Gosh, I almost had it in my head, the city that it's in. Robin probably remembers.
Right.
But anyway.
That's just, it's just a really
neat... They took, apparently the astronauts took seeds to the moon.
Right. And then when they bring them back to see whether or not germination or anything like that would be affected, or how the growth of the tree could be affected by its seed being in zero gravity for a certain period of time.
It was a county that called itself the tree capital of Florida, or the tree capital of the world, or something. What is that?
And I know which one you're talking about.
Up near Tallahassee, I think.
Right. Yeah. But just as to go back into something else, because we'll sit here and worry about that at all times. Don't forget, coming up Saturday, October the 1st, from 8 to noon is the Master Gardener. Yeah, the 1st. The Master Gardener's Fall Plant Sale. So if you're looking for some fall plants, or just to try to get some plants in the ground, get them established before springtime to get get them going. Here's your chance. They're going to have fruit trees, ornamentals, shade trees, shrubs, some of your perennials, pollinator plants, butterfly plants, all kinds of different stuff, as well as people look for rain barrels and try to find them in the stores, and they look in the store and go, oh my goodness, they're so expensive. Well, ours are a little less expensive. Maybe they're not quite as fancy as ones you might find in a store, but hey, you can buy them locally and get them at a reasonable price. As well as the Melaleuca mulch, which is more insect resistant, as well as it sort of acts as a benefit on trying to help, it's a problem tree down in the Everglades, so we can chip it up and use it as mulch in our gardens. As well as publications through the University of Florida publications there. Master Gardeners will be available for consultation. I won't be there. I'll be working, unfortunately. But happens to me a lot these days. The whole work thing sort of comes in and does a lot of stuff to me. But it'll be a great time. It always is, and they always have great plants for sale. They're always some of the best quality that you'll find. There's a lot of care goes into these plants. Just because it's a volunteer organization doesn't mean you're getting a weed-filled pot with a little twig in it. You're getting some nice plants in there at a reasonable price. Very reasonably priced.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with plants?
I guess.
Okay, because I think you might know this answer.
I don't know. This is...
I'm guessing this has come up with you and your husband at one time or another. If the Rodman Dam was torn down and everything was put back to the way it was before the dam, would that increase the numbers of fish in the Silver River?
I don't know.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it affects spawning or anything like that. To where
Do you guys go fishing there ever?
No, we're saltwater. We
you
fish
don't go
on
there ever?
saltwater.
Okay.
Right.
I just don't know. I mean, I heard
I'm not sure. I mean, there's always
there are people who say they love the fishing at the Rodman Reservoir.
right.
And we have a couple of candidates running for state representative who want to tear it down.
Right. There's always been that it would increase
But I don't know.
fisheries and who's to say? Yeah, I'm not real sure what it would do because of how long that the dam has been there.
Yeah.
What would it do initially within the first few years to the land around it and changing navigation within the river?
You have a phone call? Let's go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is Jim. That Rodman dam issue, and I have no clue which way or the other is the right way. But the legislature had finally gotten a bill out of the legislature and on the governor's desk to knock down the Rodman Dam, and then all of a sudden, the environmental people who had been agitating for 20 years to knock down the Rodman Dam, all of a sudden put in a full court press to leave it up.
Yeah.
And so the governor said, I give up, and didn't sign it.
Right.
Okay. So we don't know if it'll bring more fish to the Silver River, huh?
I don't know what the deal is because the environmental people seem to have taken both positions.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Who's
to say?
Who's to say? I don't know. We'll have to. I didn't mean to interrupt the show with a non-plan, but it is.
It's a nature related.
It's sort of in the same category.
Sort of nature related.
All right, thank you, Jim. Appreciate the details on that one. Yeah, I don't. That's political junk too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, on some of that. But no, just to go back to the fall. Fishing's always fun in the fall. Fall is here. We've had our first day of autumn. If anybody noticed, I mean. Okay, I'm the strange one. I do find it cool.
Do you
this
really?
Morning
you
was
sure?
Cold. My hands are cold sitting here right now.
Really?
If you felt my hand, you'd go, "Oh my God, this girl is crazy. This girl is nuts."
Yeah, you're a little bit.
My hands are cold.
Not too bad.
I think humidity's down a little bit. Temperatures, I think we're supposedly having a cool front or a cold front supposed to come through later within the week, and I'm just going to hope that when we get it, if we get a few days of cooler temperatures, more autumn-like temperatures, that we don't suddenly pop back up into the 90s again for a few days. Let's hope that this is going to be our precursor into our fall weather, and I know those folks who are maybe snowbirds coming back down, they're going, yeah, fall. I have friends right now that are up in Michigan, and it's cold, to me right now. Right. It's like, you're crazy. I mean, I like my warm weather, thank you. But fall has more to do with day length. In Florida, day length, lower humidities, less rain, et cetera, versus temperature. I mean, some of ours is temperature because it does begin to cool down. Our daytime temperatures will get out of the 90s and be in the 80s and gradually go down from there. And the length of time that temperature is in the 80s is shorter versus, you got 80 degrees from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., we may not hit the 80s until 10 a.m., and as the sun begins to go down earlier because the days are getting shorter, that temperature is actually cooling back down a little earlier. So it is fall, it is autumn. If you haven't done, I always say, your final fertilization for the season, because it's the end of September, get that down now. Because you don't want to wait and feed something that's trying to go dormant. Well, it still needs food to get it through the winter time, but winter's 3 months. So you feed now and you'll be ready to go, or 3-4 months, and you'll be ready to feed it again come middle of March.
Yeah, and that is the other part of that whole fish in the river thing is the fertilizer.
Sure.
Is it the dam or is it the fertilizer? Is it both? What is it?
Probably more of the fertilizer.
I wondered that. Okay. All right, we have a half hour left in this show. We love this show. Carolyn offers her time to us for free to do this, so always one day we'll go to the trophy shop and get you something to recognize your contribution. Over a decade now doing this. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump questioning his opponent's stamina in last night's presidential debate where Hillary Clinton fired back.
As soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
Trump questioning those achievements.
I agree. She's got experience, but it's bad experience. And this country can't afford to have another 4 years of that kind.
Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson talking about homegrown terror-inspired attacks and other threats today before a Senate committee. And a lot of schools and businesses closed as people in Cedar Rapids, Iowa get ready for what could be the highest floodwaters in nearly 20 years. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how. A Napa guy knows that by the foot, there's no better ride than an old station wagon. Room for 6 people facing forward, 2 people facing backward, and a whole lot of luggage, lumber, and bicycles haphazardly strapped to the roof. If you can parallel park that beast, you can park anything. And with some quality parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep your land ship running longer, stronger. It's not obsolete. It's a rare treasure. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Hey everyone!
This is Life Tips with Geico.
Life Tip 1. You can use a razor to shave those little lint balls off your sweatshirt or jacket.
Speaking of jackets, try wearing yours backwards. You could use the hood as a convenient snack trough.
Life Tip 2. Switch to Geico and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. On top of that, the Geico Insurance Agency could help save you money on home and renter's insurance. Geico. Get savings into your life. Visit geico.com today.
You can't put it off any longer. It's time to replace your home's AC system.
The answer is AceSolvesItAll.com and an exceptionally efficient AC system. Let the pros at Ace show you how you can save on energy monthly and give your family added comfort. The great thing is that AceSolvesItAll.com is on call 7 to 7, 7 days a week at no extra charge.
For a limited time, mention WOCA and get a special discount.
Call 877-765-4ACE or AceSolvesItAll.com.
Iran. They still chant death to America. They reportedly paid up to $1,000 for each U.S. soldier killed. Our own State Department lists Iran as a leading state sponsor of terrorism. They threaten to kill us, and they want us dead. Yet Patrick Murphy supports the dangerous nuclear deal that releases billions of dollars to Iran and puts them on a path to get nuclear weapons. Patrick Murphy supports this deal with Iran, while Iran brags about restoring its nuclear program and continues to test ballistic missiles. A path to nuclear weapons and billions of dollars for a global sponsor of terror? Patrick Murphy and a nuclear Iran. We can't take that risk. Say no to Patrick Murphy. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD, every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. The hit movie is now a Broadway musical, and you can see it live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater September 8th through October 2nd. Join Violet, Dora Lee, Judy, and all the girls in the office as they teach the big boss a lesson. Filled with music and big laughs, 9 to 5 is great fun. Call Ocala Civic Theater at 352-236-2274. Don't miss it.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in outstanding quality and installation. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 3 windows and the 4th window is 50% off. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends September 30th. License CGC 1524135.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's 74 degrees. Beautiful here at the studios. Broadcasting live, of course, from the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a pumpkin latte.
Oh,
or whatever they call
no.
that. Whatever they call that thing. And, of course, Caroline is here to talk to you about your lawns, your gardens, and answer your questions. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622, and it does not have to be a question.
No, it can be a comment, can be an observation, whatever you got.
You started off with talking about gifts,
right?
For somebody who enjoys being out in the garden and in the yard. Are they separated from male and female? Like, do men get the heavier stuff? Like, we were just talking about sledgehammers.
Right. Sometimes it's
for those who think we were saying sledgehammers in the garden. We weren't.
But those work in the garden too at times. If you've got an angry fence post or a lubber grasshopper that just won't die, sometimes it does. I mean, a lot of times
digger. That's
the post hole digger.
That's a manly tool there.
That's a tough one there.
But I bet you've done it, right?
Post hole diggers are never real fun. I mean, now they get the power auger and there's a hole, drop the post in, and away you go.
Oh, is that what you call a power auger?
With a power, which you got a motor head on it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But
a power auger.
Sure, they can, that there's different ones, sometimes, I mean, one year for Christmas, my husband and I happened, without knowing that we were doing this.
Oh, no.
We got his and hers chainsaws for Christmas that year.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah, it was.
Was his bigger than yours?
Yeah, I bought him the 16-inch chainsaw, and he bought me a nice 14-inch, and we cut firewood together.
That's funny.
Yes, we did. So, but yeah, just one of those little fun things. But I mean, sometimes it's something like that. There's new gizmos out there, that are battery powered. That it might be almost like the family garden tool. Especially when you get up to some of those these new with the lithium ion battery, the like 20 volt deals where you got an interchangeable battery for the different little garden gadget or landscape gadget. But there's all kinds of different things out there besides garden books and the garden gloves. And I've said it before. Come this time of year, yes, we garden year round in Florida. We tend to our yard and our landscape year round. Corporately, we're just one state out of 50. So, and any other, so that they're not going to cater, the stores don't cater to Florida.
Okay.
So sometimes you start to run low. You don't see necessarily all the different garden gloves in the stores.
That's why.
And right, it's something that, the same reason that Christmas is being set in all the stores is it needs to be done before Christmas because nobody wants to buy their lights the night before Christmas to try to set up Christmas. Or those who do find out, guess what? There aren't any left. They bought them by the 1st of November. I'm literally seeing Christmas artificial trees being sold now.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's people think it's so early, but unfortunately people buy. Another off the garden topic there. Garden flags and the same kind of thing. That same kind of thing. Those spring flags, those fun garden time of year flags.
What's a garden flag? What's that?
It's a little stand, and they're little decorative flags that I've got one at home that says "Keep calm and garden."
Just a flag in your garden.
Just a little flag in the garden. Sometimes they'll have the smaller American flags that'll hang long ways, and just little cute ones. You'll find them different seasons, but but sometimes this time of year, or may have even been maybe a few weeks back, that there were ones that were clearanced, making room for the holiday stuff that was coming in. So sometimes take a look around. You might find some of the neat stuff at a discounted price as well. But with it being fall right now, we're usually looking at just fall stuff. People are trying to come in. They're buying the little bales of straw for decorations. And I heard one really neat little thing. One lady says, "Oh yeah, I buy 3 or 4 bales of the straw, but I use it for more than one holiday. She'll use it all the way through Christmas because she'll spray paint them." She'll use the natural color here for Halloween, or she'll maybe spray paint one side of it, and then she can turn it around and spray another side, or just spray again to change the colors. But it allows her to prop up her other ornamentation on out on the step. But mums are in the store. They're not coming in. They're here. They're mums. Mum's the word nowadays. Mums make me crazy because they're so fragile. They are a pretty flower. The most of the ones I see around for us are all of the smaller flowered, or at least in the big box stores. Maybe there's some private nurseries with some of the bigger flowered mums out there. But when you find one that you like in the stores, having the nice tight bud is nice, because it's going to prolong the length of time that its initial bloom will do. Just don't let them dry. Don't let that pot dry out. The soils that those things are grown in, to me, is horrible. Once it gets too dry, you almost cannot get it properly re-wet, and then you just end up with a plant that you're not really happy with. And so take a look, see what it is, see what you've got. Look for the nice tight buds, but also look and make sure that they haven't. You can tell if it's gotten too dry just because the way the buds are sitting on the plant. Once those flowers have opened and are getting maybe a few days past they're perfect, if you start snipping some of that off, you'll start to see that there's more bud coming from underneath there, because mums will go for months here. They will go all the way through the first of the year and, giving you color. They are perennial if you get the garden mums. To me, they're a little much on the work to keep them going. A lot more pruning in their off season and things. But to be able to enjoy them, that's something you can put in now. You can put it in a planter. It's going to give you fall color. They can handle the heat. It's kind of surprising. The ones that I know of, the ones that come into where I work, they're grown in Miami out on a big nursery pad. They're not grown in hot houses with temperature control or anything like that. No, they're grown out in that hot Miami sun. So they can handle our heat. You just have to be sure you water.
It's amazing how just 300 miles away, it's such a different climate, right?
Oh, sure, because they don't get the winter we get. That's for sure.
Do you know? I wanted to ask you about pecans. There's a tree in my neighborhood, and I guess it is a pecan tree. And
pecan.
It's whatever, pecan.
Yeah, pecan's what you keep under the bed on the cold winters.
Are you? What do you do? How do you eat? I mean, do you have to cook them? What do you do?
No. You just pick them up, and you can. I mean, once they're mature, they'll drop out of the tree. I mean, they'll fall to the ground. You go gather them up.
That's it.
And you might keep
them. They don't look
up.
like the pecan.
Pecan.
They don't look like the way you buy them in the store, though.
I'm sure they're pecans, and it's not a hickory.
Well, I looked it up.
Okay.
And it looks looks like exactly what I see in my.
And it could be an old variety that's smaller, or this tree is it's never fertilized.
Can I show you what it looks like? Real
Sure.
quick? Yeah, you have to come over here. I'm
I'll
sorry.
walk over there. That's all right.
I mean,
here you go.
Okay, these look like what you buy in the store, but these look like what I see on the ground near me.
Well, that's because the green husk there has to open all the way up, and then the nut will drop out. That green husk there, if anybody can't see the video that we're posting, that nobody can see the video or the pictures we're looking at, but it says pecans from trees, so if you Google that, you'll see the same pictures. And the green husks will mature, turn brown, open, and then that nut will just drop down to the ground. when they harvest commercially, they actually have a great big machine that wraps like a tarpaulin around underneath the canopy, and it grabs the tree and it goes and gives it a good shake, and they all drop down in there, and then they're gathered up and then taken to be weighed and graded and such like that and marketed.
Really? So I can go get. How come I don't hear myself? So I can get my own pecans. Just pick them up off the street.
Just pick them up. I know we've gone over. McPherson Complex used to have some of the real beautiful pecan trees, and when they made 25th Avenue go all the way through, there was that whole.
Oh my gosh! You have a phone call. All right, if you're on the line holding, just hang in there. We have to take a little break. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. And this Tuesday, partly sunny with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, the high 88 to 92. Then clear to partly cloudy Tuesday night with a low of 71 to 75. Wednesday will be partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. Thursday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm at any time, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Guess what, Ocala? The first of the gorgeous fall color is here, and it's at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Let's start with Bob's famous heirloom camellias. Thousands to choose from. These sun and shade-loving beauties usually sell for a low $19.99. But if you buy 2 or more, they're just $15 each. This week, Bob has Florida blueberries on BOGO. Buy one, get one free. And listen, there's a final closeout on crepe myrtles. All colors and sizes up to 75% off. And it's the last week of the BOGO on trees. Buy one, get one just like it at half price. Check out all these specials for this week at BobWinesCameliaGardens.net. Then hurry on over to Bob Wines on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Just a mile east of 441. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Green and growing in the same place since 1952. We'll see you there.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
The Junior League of Ocala is having their annual Autumn Gift Market this weekend at the Marion County Extension Auditorium, 2232 Northeast Jacksonville Road from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll be able to see and purchase a wide variety of gifts, holiday wreaths, purses, jewelry, and so much more from over 30 vendors. Admission is just $5 online or at the door, and all proceeds go to support the City of Ocala Recreation and Parks. Go out and enjoy this year's gift market. It's a great way to support the community and get a jump on that holiday shopping.
Wow, even Dan's talking about holiday shopping. Wow, it must be getting late in the year. It just doesn't feel like it yet, right?
No, it doesn't. Well, it's once October 1st comes, we'll all be there.
Isn't that funny?
So.
I think you're telling the truth.
I think once our first little bit of cool comes in, and if that comes in here, and I think they were talking about near the end of the week and such like that. When you start looking at the calendar, and I think even the calendar just sort of gets us into it, knowing that Halloween's coming up and Veterans Day and Thanksgiving, that it all leads up to it and such like that.
You do have somebody waiting.
Oh, that's right.
Since before the break. Good morning. Thank you for holding on. You're on the air now with Carol Ann.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. As I recall, the shell of the pecan is as hard as a rock. I mean, you about need a sledgehammer to break that thing open to get to the nut.
Nah, not on a pecan. That's a Brazil nut.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, pecans. There's a couple different varieties of pecans. There's the paper shell ones, which are really a very thin shelled one. But even the other ones crack fairly easily. You can take if you've got good hands.
I was thinking of the Brazil nut.
Yeah.
And I know. There was one that you about had to hit with a hammer.
Right. Well, I learned the trick years ago with those is you throw them in the freezer. And somehow or another, that pulls the nut meat away from that shell a little bit and allows you to crack them easier.
And, of course, you then make pecan pie with
Exactly.
it. The best stuff on earth.
Oh, yeah.
That's we agree on that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good day, all.
All
You too. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. I have a question based on what you just said.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Can you name a legume that is not a bean?
Peanuts.
Peanuts are legumes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because we had a guest.
Because peanuts aren't nuts; they are legumes.
They're talking about how legumes are good for whatever it is, something health wise, and then they said and beans are also good, and I'm thinking, well, isn't it the same thing? So all beans are legumes, but not all legumes are beans. Is that a way to say that?
I'd never thought of it really.
Okay.
I'd have to take a look through.
Are peas a legume?
I always thought they were, but then again, you get English
but that's not
peas.
A bean.
You get English peas and you get black-eyed peas, but they're not. But green beans are not. The same thing as say a chickpea, or a lentil, or that kind of thing.
Are they all legumes? All those things?
I thought
what is
they were.
the definition of a legume? I guess I could look it up.
We'd have to Google that.
Oh,
we would have to Google that.
What is it?
One other little thing, just while we were sitting here, I had looked up. Now, if I can get did my battery die on my? I think I killed my battery.
Can I read to you what it says?
Sure.
A legume is a plant or fruit/seed in the family of the Fabaceae.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Right.
Legumes are grown agriculturally primarily for their grain seed called pulse. What? For their livestock forage and silage what is that?
Silage.
What does that mean? What does that say? And I still don't know the answer to the question.
Because they're saying that they're grown to feed the cows.
Yeah. A leguminous plant, especially one grown as a crop, is a legume. A seed, pod, or other edible part of a leguminous plant that is used as food. So what is a leguminous plant?
It's your peas and beans, and
okay.
It's all of those in that family group. So,
all right.
I guess they are all basically the same. But I had a page up, and I guess my battery in my laptop must have died.
Do you want me to go to that page here and let you?
It was just on some fall colors, and all I did was do a Google search on fall color in Florida, and there's a couple listings in there, and I can't remember the name of the one I was going to bring up, but it listed a few of the parks and places where you can actually find. Yes, we do have some fall leaves. Not a whole lot, not the same kind of thing you're going to see up north, but we do get a little bit of color change, and there's a few things you can bring into your landscape. Persimmon trees will change color. Sweet gum trees will change some color. The cypress trees, you like your bald cypress and things, those are changing color now. I think I said persimmon, I'm not sure. Red maple trees change color. Even the crepe myrtles get some fall color to them, and then just adding some of your others. But there's a few of the parks around, especially when you get here in the from Central Florida and start going up on the northern end. The state parks and things like that are going to have some of your best show of that. Get on I-75 going north, maybe even out I-10. Make a day trip of it, and you can find some fall colors.
Hey, you ready for another phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, he's back again. The other big purpose of the legume is that the root system of a legume puts nitrates back into the soil as it grows.
Right. Nitrogen-fixing nodules grow on the roots. They produce their own nitrogen. Yep. Yeah, and that way they can till it right back in. Then they can till it
Thank you.
right back into the fields or into the gardens
Oh, okay.
to nourish.
So in other words, farmers will use that to
as a cover
fortify-
crop sometimes, and maybe harvest the top of it for either a crop or as something to feed the cattle or the pigs or whatever, and then be able to till that other down into the fields and help to nourish the ground.
We have a gift certificate to Bob Wine's Community Gardens
Oh,
and
great.
Nursery, and we just had a commercial. And did I hear it right that they're doing buy one get one trees?
It sounds like on trees,
Okay.
right.
So this is $20. I don't think this will pay for a whole tree.
No, but it would be $20
$20
off
of a tree.
Yeah.
But this is good for any plant at Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery,
Right.
and all you have to do to get it is tell us your favorite legume.
There you go.
It doesn't mean your favorite one to eat. Maybe it's your favorite one to look
Your
at.
favorite one to grow, or maybe you use
What
it
is
for
your
a crop.
favorite legume?
What's your favorite? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what mine would be.
I mean, I do like peanuts.
That would be my favorite. Yes, if
Yeah, I was
give me a
gonna-
list. I'm not a
Right.
big fan of lentils. It's
No, I do like black-eyed peas.
Do you?
I do, yeah. Black-eyed peas are one year, actually 2 years, we grew the pink-eyed purple hull, and they were the most prolific producers. Say that one 3 times.
Do you know what I used to like when I was a kid? LeSueur peas. Do you remember that?
Yes, the little tiny,
What is
the
that
canned
exactly?
peas. LeSueur was just a brand. It was just an
Oh, it
English
was a brand
pea.
name?
It was
Okay.
an English pea, but it was a tiny, it was like a small,
Had a
small,
slightly different
yeah,
flavor.
Yeah, because
although when you go like in the grocery store, if you get the frozen green pea,
Mm-hmm. Right.
the bright green ones,
Right.
those are really good too.
Yeah. Well, frozen
Are
because
those
it still
legumes?
has that. It should be.
Yeah,
They're a pea. Yeah, they're a pea.
We're not sure about the legumes. Well, anyway, there's $20 on the line. You don't have to answer any questions. Well, you do. Just what's your favorite
What's your
legume?
favorite? And see now, I to eat a chickpea, give me some hummus. So again, where do you put it? I know you still don't like hummus. We
Well,
still
the
haven't
one.
got
See,
it.
I tried it once and
Right,
it
you
didn't
had
do anything
yeah,
for me.
you had probably a plain one or just something with some garlic in it or something. We'll have to find a good one for you.
it was nasty.
It's it can be a little bland, but it's good. It's good stuff.
It was like a what was
It's
that
a
stuff?
paste. It's
I
like
know,
a paste.
I know it was like a bad peanut butter. Where it was
So
like-
yours
like-
was just what you got
like-
was just really bland.
Like
or
tofu
just
is a bad meat.
Yeah.
There's no meat in tofu.
Yeah, no, there's not. Well, like they say, how do you cook tofu? You throw it in the garbage and grab a steak. But no, I mean again, taste is what it is.
Do you have to go to Lowe's after this?
I don't have to be to work till 1:30. I might actually go home and take a nap.
You might want to. You told me you were up till 11 last night.
Yeah, I got home about 11, and so
Got up early.
yeah, I got up
Doing
early.
this.
Yeah,
Burning the candle.
burning the candle.
Today
yeah,
is
just
National
Tuesday.
Woman Road Warrior Day, so don't get any anger.
Watch out, yeah.
Don't get the road rage going out there.
Nope. And I saw the corned beef hash thing that you had, or I heard
Did you
say,
really?
I heard you say that. I'm not a corned beef hash person myself. My husband likes it. My daughter.
And you get it in a little can, right?
You get
a
it. Well,
square
not
can?
No, you get canned corned beef in a square can.
Oh.
But the hash usually comes in a round can, and you used to be able to cut both ends off like you would the cranberry sauce.
Oh, it looks like dog
and
food.
push it forward, and then you could slice it
Yes.
in nice
Now
rings,
I
and
know
then
what it
brown
is.
and brown it nice and crisp on one side. Flip it, brown it nice and crisp.
And you made hash and eggs.
Hash and eggs, yeah.
It was like the poor man's meal. That's what my dad used to call it, the poor man's meal.
Yeah, it's not quite SOS, but it's.
Oh man, I used to love it though.
yeah, it's a filling.
I did love that.
Yeah.
Now I know better
Now you
what it is.
remember what it
It
is,
looked
yeah.
like dog food.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Peanuts, definitely peanuts.
Peanuts is your favorite.
Peanuts.
All right.
Well, just
Absolutely.
saying, you got $20. And who's this?
Thank you very much. Enjoy your show a lot.
Who is this?
This is Mark.
Mark. And do you know where we are?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
Okay, Mark, you've got it. It'll be waiting for you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was easy.
But it took a little while to get a.
Yeah. Well, because we were all a little bit confused. What is a legume?
what's a legume?
But if peanuts are in the family, they're definitely
And
my
that's
favorite.
it. That's
Yeah.
it. Because peanuts are not nuts. They are
Legumes.
a legume. They're a legume.
They grow underground.
They grow in the ground. Very pretty plant.
So they're actually
easy to
good for your
grow.
garden.
Well, now the peanut, you end up harvesting the whole plant. That's probably actually the peanut is probably actually the nitrogen fixing source on that
right.
that particular plant. Where your green beans, if you ever pull up a green bean plant and shake it off, your roots are nice thin things, and then they'll have these little white nodules down the side of it. That's actually your nitrogen fixing part. So if you're harvesting your beans, just cut them off. Take the top of the plant, pick your peas off, whatever you're picking, till the rest of it under. Give it a chance to
Here comes Stanley Spencer going to sing you out of your show.
come at it in the garden.
Thank you, Carolyn. It's
Thank you,
always
Larry.
fun.
Always a great time.
Get a nap in.
Yeah, get to work
Enjoy
in the
your
afternoon.
forklift driving.
Yep. Whee! Have a good day.
For everybody, go to Carolyn's Facebook page. It's called In the Garden. It's as simple as that. Request that you can be accepted as a member, and Carolyn will say, no problem, and you'll be in. It's a fun site to be a part of. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The presidential